Notorious Vanguard.
Knowledge born.
Yeah.
United Front.
Tell it.
What you want, what you want, what you want.
To the Knowledge Radio.
We in here. What you got? Doc.
Work hard as a slave to one day be your savior. The wave unwavering. This is a labor of love. Rise with a purpose every day. Invigorated. If we were on TV, we'd be 10 times syndicated. If we waited for validation, a paycheck or accolades, we'd be starved, already lost or ran away. But when you're square, solid, and you circle too, you don't need a place for silence. The concept is conquered through media, not areas of people activity. A mix that don't lose ethnicity, tightness that don't lose elasticity. Explicitly, this isn't where we give the novice regard. Nah, this is where knowledge is born. Last time that I checked, I'm undefeated. Deliver edicts, can't resist when the gods build and manifest freedom. When lines get crossed, they may push a loss, cause they get handed a check. We kick a can and cancel your cancerous gestures. A prophet vision, precision, the prescription for the sickness is to inoculate your fate with the winning. Arrogant beginnings turn to humble endings. And US with KBA is a win-win. 1K, 1K.
One of their one white girl? Yes, sir. 2 white girls and 1 white boy. Is that right? Yes, sir. All right. Yeah, it had to be. Because one of the women was known as a prostitute. That's right. Yeah. Her boyfriend told police that the 9 men raped the 2 women. He's mad because they didn't rape him. Everything I could. They raped them, honey, but they wouldn't touch me. The brothers didn't even rape the white women. One of the women told the truth. She disagreed. The other one said it was true. Evidence was found to convict the 9 men. However, the court found them guilty and sentenced them to death. The Supreme Court then overturned the decision and freed the 9 black men, but it was not until after a long, long time and a lot of anguish and agony. Emmett Till was in Mississippi. They say it was a wolf whistle. They call it the wolf whistle trial. Right. Just like they call this the Central Park Wild or the Central Park Jogger trial. Greenwood, Mississippi, September 1st, 1955. We asked this research to be dug up. They mutilated Brother Emmett Till's body so badly, crushed his head, that's right. Shot him, beat him and crushed him, mutilated his male organ and everything. Right. Then they took one of these 125-pound cotton gin balls, chained it and tied it to his neck, dropped him in the river. The only way they found him was his feet floated up to the top. And you could see his feet, but his mutilated, crushed head with the gunshot wounds in it, and his organ and the rest of his body and members were so mutilated and crushed, they were underwater with the 125 cotton gin blower tied to it or chained to it, but his feet floated up to the top. That's right. That's how they found him. I met his mother there as guest of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan at the Final Call building when we were on 79th Street in Chicago. A strong, strong black woman. Max Parker and many others. But this is a similar case. Brother Yusuf Salam, what evidence did they have on him? He couldn't identify him. He didn't say he did. He said he didn't do it. Is that right? That's right. Again, the semen or the sperm that they found wasn't his. Is that right? Where's the case? But they charged him with rape. Why didn't they dismiss the white woman's case? Why didn't they stay and write volumes the way they did on Sister Tawana? Why didn't they write volumes on this white bitch? That's right. Huh? That's what I said. I don't care how you frown at me. Anyway, I heard this lecture before. Similar anyway. In Los Angeles, Minister Farrakhan called a similar lecture. I'll probably get the same response that he got. The people loved it because of the truth. But some of the weak Muslims, before he could finish speaking, jumped up and called Honorable Elijah Muhammad in Chicago. Oh, dear apostle, Minister Farrakhan was here. He called the white woman a bitch. He called the white man sons of bitches. And he called the white race bastards. Such language, dear apostle. They wanted him to bust the Honorable Louis Farrakhan for breaking down the science of the term. By the time to just stand up here and cut, I know how to cut. Wait till the meeting is over. And I'll sidewalk and tell you what I think about this Central Park white woman. But I want you to understand the nature of the woman. That's why we went into the lexicographer's definition from the dictionary of bitch. It's a female dog. In this case, not with 4 legs, but 2 legs. And she's only a sign again and symptomatic of many like her, or all of them, all across the nation.
Peace and Black Power family. Welcome to another episode of the Black Survivor Die series. The choice is yours. Broadcasting live every Warrior Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time by our 5-star general and warrior educator of the Khalid Muhammad Militia, General King Samir Shabazz. So it becomes my honor and privilege at this time to introduce some, present the others, and welcome to the platform our warrior educator who has sojourned in the hells and smiles of North America for over 30 years to bring us this information, and the longest and the strongest standing show on this platform here on Do Knowledge Radio, which began about 5 years ago around this time. The first Black Survival General Civilization class about 5 years ago. Fuck White is Christmas was our first episode. So it gives me great honor and privilege to introduce some, present others, and welcome back to this platform, our 5-star general of the Khalid Muhammad Militia, General King Samir Shabazz. Black Power.
Black Power. Black Power. Habibi Fahodie. Warrior salute. Welcome to the Survive or Die class. The choice is yours. It's very simple. No in between. You can look at it how you want to look at it. Welcome to the blackest, the strongest, the coldest, and the boldest. And I'm going to say it because I can. on all platforms of media airway. Black, white, Latino, Chinese, it don't matter. I say that because even so-called black talk radio, they're not going 24 hours, 7 days a week. And then for the most part, you got cracker shows in between those so-called black shows. So I'm talking about a platform that never sleeps. Talking about a platform that operates as a machine. A black media, a black proper propaganda machine. So I want to give all props to the founder of Do the Knowledge Radio, my chief of staff of the Khalid Muhammad Militia, Knowledge Born Allah, peace God. Now, it's kind of hard, not kind of hard getting a little used to being in charge. Running an operation, running a battalion, a militia, it's not easy at all. So you're hearing the name Khalid Muhammad Militia. Where y'all at? Don't worry about all that. See, that's your problem. Everybody wants to be seen. See, I'm taught by the best. And until you're ready, willing, and able to operate and move, our recruitment is not even open yet. Let me sip on that. But I have people emailing, inboxing. And I'm going to just be straight up. This ain't for a lot of y'all. And it's no disrespect to you. If you feel that way, oh well. But I know what I'm looking for. And to be really honest, a lot of you dudes don't qualify. Even on a 3-part scale. Discipline. Loyalty. And respect to what Black liberation is all about. Just those 3 degrees. Loyalty to who? Me? Fuck you. Hell no. Loyalty to our platform. Loyalty to Khalid Abdul Muhammad. To his soul. To his legacy. To his blood that ran and still runs through the veins. A lot of y'all just don't qualify, man. Am I saying I'm super soldier? Hell no. But I know what a militia consists of. This is not a party. This ain't no fucking club. You'll get it through your head sooner or later. Militia runs and operates off of a military mindset. Militia, military is one and the same. So we have to act accordingly. Man, I can't wait till Baba Baruti comes on this show. Class part self. With a message to the warriors on how we're to conduct ourselves as warriors. So I want to touch very briefly. Oh, and before I do, I was leading to the fact that I realize and recognize my growth and development and my worth. My worth to who? You? Fuck you. Hell no. My worth to the legacy of every African warrior that gave their life, whether they wanted to give their life or not. I follow a divine legacy, trained by a divine legacy. So a lot of y'all just don't qualify mentally. I don't care how big you are, how many guns you got, none of that shit matters. We've been teaching 6 years total. 6 years, 7 years, going on 7 years. I've been rocking and riding with Do the Knowledge Radio. Since August. Almost 7 years ago, man. And we've been teaching and teaching and teaching and teaching and teaching and teaching time and time and time and time and time again. So at this point, I have to question, where are you? Where are you in all of this? Have you done inventory on your food count? How much food do you have? How long will you be able to sustain and survive off of what you have right now? According to the number of family members in your home. Because I mentioned that because these bastards are so slick. If you don't have the vaccine, certain supermarkets will no longer allow you in. The United States military, the militia of your enemy, will be the food distribution source. So it's just some things to think about, but we've been teaching this. Where are you? Where are you? I'm learning to leave a legacy. Building a core, young men. We're called Survive or Die, Inc. And woman part. Young men and women. And trust me, I know there are more Black women survivalists out there, and hey, we may have a spot for you on the team. But we're building a coalition, building something to leave a legacy. greater than thyself. This class is not about me. It's not about knowledge. It's about your survival. And I don't think a lot of y'all get it. The very few classes that I was unable to link in and be able to do. You know, I'm gonna tell y'all how serious and how sincere and loyal I am. It eats me alive when I can't come to class. But I know and understand the things that I do, the other things that I do in my daily life. And then sometimes I got to deal with the daily psycho ops that pops up. And yo, it's a lot. But it hurts me when I can't come to class, because I want you to have this information, whatever the topic of class may be. And as we always tell you, this is not just survival. This is general civilization class also. See, a lot of y'all consistently forget about that part. What is that? Where we're going to deal with your brain cells. Yes, survival is a very great part of this class, but it's not it. Survival is the platform, but we have to deal with the survival accordingly. As I always say, your tent don't mean shit if you don't know why you setting it up. Your hammock means nothing if you don't know how or why to set it up. Why are you even in that mode? Nothing we do is just by circumstance. There's no hocus pocus in the universe. So I brought this class to help you get out of your condition of niggardliness and laziness, cowardice, fear, and reprogram your mind into survival. Take it as far as you can go, but some of y'all ain't moved no damn where. You're stuck still at the first goddamn class from 6 years ago. Still asking me. I have to say it. I have to say it. Still asking me what goes in a bug out bag. Bruh. Even times I said I'm no longer going to talk about a damn bug out bag, I found myself doing it again just for the sake of striving to be more understanding. But that's like, you got to keep going back to the ABCs. That's just like, we got to keep going back to math and alphabets for these people. And there's nothing wrong with that at times. When you consistently have to go back to the beginning for folks who are supposed to be advanced by now it becomes a problem. This means you ain't studying, you ain't doing nothing. You listen to this class to get a little motivation and ready to hear the white man is the devil and all that good stuff, but you do nothing with it. Not all of you. And to the ones who have and grown and developed, even where I can say, okay, player, you've been listening. Salute. Thank you. That means so much to me. But it ain't about me. Don't just sit on information, man. That makes you a bloodsucker of a 10%. You got all these great books. all these damn great survival books and all this great stuff and doing nothing. Just a hoarder of information and ain't read none of it. I know folks like that. So this is the Warriors class. Everything damn sure ain't gonna be pretty in this class. I'm raw. So if this is your first time tuning in, Black Power, welcome. Relax, it's okay. So family, last week I was out in the snowstorm here on the East Coast, enjoying myself. If y'all have not seen the video I posted, check it out on my Hanif Black page and the Survive or Die Inc. page on YouTube. Check it out. Real short, sweet, but simple. But listen. And also check out the class from last week. Out live from the field in the snowstorm. Go back to the archives. Check out last week's class. Listen. And I'm going to continue to stress that word. Listen. A lot of you listen to debate. You listen to argue. You listen to try to make your point across, but you don't listen to examine thoroughly and carry it into practice. That is understanding. So when I say listen, that means to the degree of understanding and carrying into practice, putting it into action. So I want to dab back into winter survival. I know we was building on different layers and of clothing and different things of being out in the cold, different ways of keeping warm. So this week I want to go into another area of winter survival. You dig? And then I'm going to go into another session from the good book by Baba Baruti. Y'all see that? And boy, oh boy, the topic I have for you tonight. Yeah. So let me run through some of this survival stuff, and then we're going to get into the general civilization. The balance. Okay. So I want to talk about being out in winter storms and watching for hypothermia, knowing the signs of freezing and frostbite and all that kind of stuff. All right, how to be able to deal with that and handle it and try to avoid it ahead of time. All right, so I want to build on the differences, a few different, or a difference. Let me just start there. A difference. Trying to fly through my notes and deal with some other things at the same time. So let's start with frost nip. Okay, frost nip, not frostbite, frost nip. There is a difference, and this is why we're covering it tonight. Frost nip is the mildest freezing cold wound, and the earlobes, the cheeks, the nose, the fingertips, toes are basically the main areas. Okay, so if you're out and your toes start getting cold all of a sudden, and you got on big thermal socks and heavy boots and all that stuff, I'm going to explain why that happens, okay, in a hot second. So let me finish covering this note on frosting. The parts of the body become more exposed to the cold. The color of the affected area may turn white and numb. Top layer of the skin becomes hard, and the deeper tissue becomes soft. You can prevent this problem by using warm clothes and, warm shoes and boots. Now, sisters, please explain why it's snowing outside and you decide to come outside with your half fur coat, with your leggings on, with some damn high heel boots, talking about you cold. Brothers, why do you come outside with the Victoria's Secret sweatpants on, with some damn sandals, jail sandals, and a hoodie, talking about you cold? Now, problem with that. Let's just say you get stuck. Something happens. The bus don't come. Train not running. You gotta walk. It's far as hell walking from North Philly to West Philly, bro. From North Philly to South Philly. From West Philly to Northeast. And bro, that's far as hell. From any direction, okay? It's far as hell. Just Philly as an example. So you want to make sure that you are very well prepared before you even step foot out the door. Anything can happen by the time you go to the corner store from your home in a snowstorm. Just the other night, some fool, about 2 a.m, banged into a parked car right in front of my house. Hey, don't ask me how, okay? But just to show you, at the blink of an eye, anything can happen. So you want to be very well, yes, even down to the clothing, okay? So you could prevent this problem by warm clothes, warmer shoes. Gentle rewarming may help you treat the affected skin. It is a cold-induced injury, and the affected part should not be rubbed because the ice crystal can damage the skin. The use of very hot warm bottle is not also a good idea for the treatment of frostnip. Okay, so basically you just want to slowly rub and warm that area up. Fingertips get cold very fast, right? Through them little cute gloves y'all be wearing. You know what I'm saying? Brothers, you too. You know, gloves are trying to match your fly suit and all that. I know. But you wonder why them little cute ass gloves ain't keeping your hands warm. Okay? So the tips, they start becoming white and hard. Okay, that's frost nip. After a little while longer, you're going to be dealing with this degree, frost bite. It's a common injury as a result of extreme cold and objects made of metal. You know how remember how you used to stick your tongue to the cold pole back in the day? Yeah. And that tongue don't come off of that pole. Now you screaming for help and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Okay. So that's what you don't want to do. I know people who had to get their limbs cut off from frostbite. You know, and ain't that much crack in the goddamn world. Okay. To make me sit out there and want to smoke that bad to get my limbs cut off. Because I'm more worried about Well, not me per se. I'm just speaking in general. Because the person, let me say that, because some of y'all damn fools and run around. I told you he smoked crack. Now I'm a crackhead. No, shut up. I'm speaking about people in general. People that I actually know. Don't act like you don't know no damn crackheads. Okay? I know a hell of a lot of them. Some of them have suffered from frostbite, man. They had to get all of their fingers cut off, all of their toes cut off, because they decided to sit out in freezing cold, smoke crack, smoke that shit. Okay? So this is reality, man. This is reality. This is the stoop our people have been put in. The decadence. And it's crazy because I saw something today. Should the United States pay reparations for the crack era? The crack, as they call, epidemic era. Crack has destroyed more and killed more people than the so-called COVID-19 in America. So if anything, that should have been a pandemic. Anytime the white man destroys anything black, a race of black people, that's a fucking pandemic, bro. And worse. Okay? But let's get back to the frostbite. So with frostbite, it can be used in normal temperature from the contact with compressed gases. The temperature below freezing point, 32 below, 0 Celsius, 32 degrees below Fahrenheit, can be the reason this problem, because it can obstruct and become soft. Now, it may result in severe and permanent damage to the blood circulation. Okay? In several cases, permanent damage and restriction in the blood circulation have caused many people to even die. The inflammation of the skin is the symptom of mild infection that may accompany with slight pain. So, even when your fingertips are getting cold, you ever notice how they start hurting? Imagine that running through your entire hand. It's like a stinging pain, man. Okay? I've never had frostbite, but again, I know plenty of people who had. So I'm telling you, not by actual experience, but listening to those who have gone through it. Not my experience, somebody else's. Okay? To help me with these notes tonight. So, in various cases, the tissue may damage with prickling sensation. This also causes blisters. The frostbitten skin may prone to get infection and death of soft and local tissues and hindrance in blood supply. First aid for frostbite. First, call 911. That is the only time I will tell you to dial them goddamn numbers. Okay? Seriously. Frostbite, it'll take you out of here. All right? It's nothing to play with. Restore warmth. So you're going to arrange a warm place and remove any wet clothing. The person should avoid walking on frostbitten toes or feet. Try to arrange proper warmth for the patient or person, and don't reward until you have a proper solution, and keep it consistently and constantly warm. Keep in mind that the warming and the re-exposure in the cold temperature of the frostbite area may cause worse damage. Use warm water to keep the area gently warm and continue this treatment until the skin becomes red and warm. If you find no water close to you, you can breathe the area by cupping it with your hands and hold it next to your body. Direct heating pads, heat warmers, radiators, and just direct heat, do not do it. Will cause more pain and you will cause more damage and possibly blisters and all kinds of stuff. Okay, so you want to also wrap a bandage of the infected area. All right, that will also give it more heat naturally. All right, emergency blankets. See, we talked about having those in your bug out bag. Right? That's where your emergency blanket could be very useful. Okay? Now,
can I add something to that point, General?
Go ahead, guys.
Before we go to hypothermia, you got to stress the fact of the gradual warm-up process. This is the reason why when General just read in regards to, the direct contact with the heat, the fire or the heater or the, whatever you're dealing with, it's a gradual warm-up process. If you're already a victim of frostbite, your core body temperature has dropped beyond the point. And as I spoke about last week, the blood that's in your body is removed from your furthest extremities to keep your body warm. So your body goes into survival mode to keep you alive. So these digits I was talking about last week, your fingers and your toes, the warmth and the blood in your body, that's what keeps you warm, the blood in your body. You understand? It's going away from the smaller extremities that you can lose. You can lose all your fingers and toes. You lose your arms and your legs and still be alive. You understand what I'm saying? So the more prolonged the exposure to those elements in that cold weather state, your body is already in that survival mode to keep you alive. So when you're dealing with those digits, it's a gradual warm-up process. Believe it or not, you can put your exposed frostbitten fingers under your arms, in your armpits, and keep your body warm.
Hey,
now, for your feet, go ahead.
Let me add this one real quick. Brothers, listen carefully.
Yeah, the warmest place on your body. The warmest place on your body. Yes.
Listen carefully. Put your hands. Listen. You feel it coming. Now, I know I see it every single day. I don't know why brothers just naturally, I don't know where the fuck this came from, but dude, please stop just walking around on an everyday basis with your hands on your Johnson. Okay? No, stop it. That's gay. Now, in survival mode, brothers, in survival mode, dealing with trying to keep that core body temperature up or even raise it. When you feel the numbness in the tips, put your hands down and cuff your hands up under your testicles.
Right.
Trust me what I tell you. Okay? Your hands will become it's a gradual process as the guy just talked about. But you will feel the change of heat transferring through your body at a very slow process naturally. Then you'll find your whole body warming up. Because once these are warm, this is why we teach. Always have something on your head to keep that core heat in. This is an insulated thermal real tree little beanie. You dig? So I can use this when I'm in the hammock and just keep my head warm and sleep at night or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? This is my little stocking cap. You dig? But what I'm saying is your head, your fingers, your feet, at all times, you have to maintain that heat.
If
See,
they
now,
go, you're gone.
Right.
If they go,
right.
You're gone. Here,
you're not even going to be able to you're not even going to be able to think straight.
You're done.
That's how deep this is. Okay? You're going to be discombobulated. Why? Because now your body is kicking in like, hey, we got to worry about this right now. You need to handle that. Okay? So even with me last week, okay, I'm out there, and like I talked about in the class, the way the wind was blowing, it was still blowing. The way I was set up and the way the wind was blowing, my setup was perfect against the wind element itself, right? But that slight little degree of change, it made a complete difference. Because now, as I'm sitting under my plow point tarp setup, my diamond setup, all right, where I was sitting, I looked down and my pants, the bottoms of my pants was soaking wet. The rest of my body, now don't get me wrong, I was, warm, all that, super warm. Because again, as we talked about in the class last week, the layers of clothing that I had on, boom, I was bundled like a little baby bear, right? Already prepared for that. Okay? So when I stood near the fire, I said, damn, my pants is soaked. And I had to realize the way the wind was blowing, all the elements was blowing onto me. Right? Now, even though my fire was there burning, boom, boom, right there, I had all the heat blowing back on me from the firewall I made, right? Everything was good. So my concern, my mandatory concern at that point was heat. Okay? In case of, well, just as it happened, in case I get wet, or good thing I had on insulated pants. You see what I'm saying? So they were just wet on the outside, which really took no time to dry. Because once I got in my sleeping bag in the hammock, that heat, it dried my pants right up. No problem. You did? So just different ways of maintaining heat within, not even just within your body, but even around you. Okay? Because you'll notice, well, me for instance, even when I'm in my hammock and I got the tarp like completely closed in like an envelope, okay? The condensation, like last week for instance, when I woke up, my tarp was completely frozen, okay? Outside and inside. Now, I know why it got frozen on the inside. And I know why it got frozen on the outside. It got frozen on the inside because of the heat my body was producing. Okay? Let's look at it here. You got a double layer winter hammock, right? Then you have a cover system over top of that hammock, right? Like built on top of the hammock. I got a zip up cover, right? Now, under the hammock, I have an underquilt. Boom. That's another layer. Now, inside my hammock, I have an Arctic military sleeping bag. I got the green bag, guy. Okay, I got the green Arctic bag, plus another 10-degree mummy bag inside of the Arctic bag, plus the layers that I had on, right? Plus being closed in from the tarp. Okay, closed in both ends. Boom. Now I'm in an envelope, but I'm snugged up in my hammock. Man, you know how much heat that is creating. So my breath and me breathing, all that, and the heat is rotating itself, keeping all that heat in, and it's blowing. Boom, coming out, condensate. So that's what's causing the inside to freeze. The outside elements are causing the outside to freeze. So what happened is snowed so much, boom, snow built up on both sides of the tarp, and that closed off any extra air, which now is doing what? Keeping even more heat in. Okay? So, boom, at that point, I knew hypothermia would get his ass kicked over here. Wasn't no hypothermia going on. Okay? So, you also want to make sure, though, you don't want to sweat. You're not overheated. Okay? Especially when you don't have an extra layer of clothing and you sweat it so much, your first 2 layers are wet, your drawers, your socks, and all that stuff, and your thermals, and you don't have an extra pair, that's not going to be good. Okay? So if you feel yourself too hot, just open up your sleeping bag or whatever you wrap yourself up in, open up your hammock or your tent if you got some windows, and let some air flow through to keep your body at a balanced temperature so you won't overheat. Now you're sweating. Now that's where you're running into the risk of hypothermia. Okay? So you don't want to sweat. All right? Sweating will become your enemy. It becomes your enemy out. Especially during the winter, it becomes your enemy. Okay? Especially if you have no more clothes. Me, I really don't have to worry about that problem. All right? Because I always take something extra with me just in case. Boom. But, and then, my camp, I'm on my land now, yo. I'm on my land now. You dig now? But we really don't have to worry about that too much. You dig what I'm saying? But knowing that if we're going out somewhere else, and knowing that a possible winter storm is coming, then we're gonna hunker down, and then now I got to pull out my 115-liter bag because I got to pack extra clothing and all that kind of stuff. All right. So you just want to make sure, basically, you make heat your top priority. Okay. So that's enough of that segment for right now. And we're going to touch some more on the winter survival next week. There's supposed to be another storm coming this way. So we're going to see what that's about. So willfully, I'll be out in that storm next Wednesday doing class and giving it to you live from the storm. You dig? All right. So that's what I love being able to do now. Just hit that button and we go live. You dig? And now you have a better visual to say, hey, okay, yeah, this shit is serious. All right. But check the video on Survive or Die Inc. on YouTube or Hanif Black on YouTube and see how rough it was. You dig? So give me a second. Let me sip my black coffee. Now my coffee cold. Messing with y'all. All right. So we're going to go to the good book. This is the opening to General Civilization class. All right. And I chose this topic because I see it so much, and I'm sure you do. And for the real, true African liberators. this has become like, it's becoming more of a fucking cancer. Okay? As we say, it's becoming poison in the ranks. Very detrimental poison in the ranks. And it's even sadder because these are the same folks who say they're African centered. You may be standing in the center, but a lot of you niggas just ain't African centered. Because when we say we're African centered, there's no such thing as a, y'all ready for the topic? Homosexualized warrior. The homosexualized warriors. Top note. Black males who are unwilling to fight for their manhood. Uh-oh. Let's stop right there. Black men, brothers, fairies, who are unwilling to fight for your manhood are thereby indicating that they debase black manhood and will not be able to teach it to the next generation. Francis Cress Wilson. So, could that be a part of the problem? The black man has become such a fucking coward that 1, 2, 3 generations, because this homosexual shit didn't just start. Because I remember back in 2002, 2003, where young boys in Philly, it was becoming an epidemic. And we were walking around with flyers and name lists to try to stop a cracker named Paul Vallis at the time, who was the president of the Board of Education, from implementing what they call multicultural or diverse education in the public school system of Philadelphia. What the hell is that? That means faggots will now be in charge of the educational system in the city of Philadelphia and the state of Pennsylvania. Meaning your child will be learning about homo greatness. What the fuck? Great homo heroes. Great lesbians and dykes who were revolutionary heroes. Picture that shit. If you can't change the way you think, you can't change the way you act. So if you're a revolutionary, this means you have made a change of some kind. But if you mush muffin and much diving and all that kind of stuff, then where's the change? The change is you went from licking on a man to licking on a goddamn another woman. Or licking on a woman, from licking on a woman to another goddamn man. Oh, we're going to talk tonight. Real quick. I know y'all ready to run now. But we're going to talk tonight. Because this shit got to be talked about. Because a lot of y'all think it's okay to talk about how you so African-centered, but then got a damn homo flag in your house. big ass rainbow flag and a big ass RBG flag. You all at the gay fest, gay family reunions and gay picnic and gay dicknick and all this kind of weird shit. With your RBG on, with your dashiki on, huh? I'm trying to figure out what part of Africa they do that in. See, this is warriors class. And we're going to maintain as warriors. Some things in warriors class you not going to like. You might not even want to hear. Well, guess what? That's what warriors class is all about. Bible says to act as if homosexualized Africans can be revolutionaries, that homosexuality can be somehow transferred into a desirable quality among African warriors, is the wishful thinking of sub-integrationists on a mission to obliterate our memory. The belligerence with which these homosexuals respond to others who have every human right to reveal the sinister nature of their contradictions is a telling sign of the growing confusion among the already gender confused. It reflects their desperate need to be the sole definers of African manhood so that they will somehow be made not only into men, but into the men. If being a revolutionary African means possessing, honoring, and operating out of an independent mind that follows the spiritual intent, including the sexuality of our ancestors, then being and thinking as a homosexual is patently flawed. This is similar to the effort to turn the word nigger into an empowering positive. In both cases, we are attempting to take the most alien and reprehensible of things, in both cases the N-word and homosexuality, something thrust upon us and defined as a characteristic of us, but characteristic of the enemy, and turn it into something we should defensively embrace as our own. Now, let me talk about nigger for a minute. Now, I completely overstand and understand the representation, the defilement, the debauchery, and everything that the word nigger brings. I know the science of it, the concept of it, all of that. Now, here's my thing. We not gonna act like ain't no niggas in America. We not about to do that. Okay? Because some of y'all, listen to my words carefully. Some of y'all are niggas. Boot licking, cracker dick sucking niggas. And you will always be nothing more than that. And I mean it to its lowest of terms. Because when you snitch on revolutionaries, when you sell out to the mission of liberation and true African sovereignty for a couple goddamn dollars, you are a nigger. Now, if we're going to pick out one word of the English language, God damn it, We got to talk about the whole damn English language. The whole English language is goddamn defiled. So I don't waste my time worrying about nigga. I don't. But again, I'm going in a cracker's mouth. Word is bond, I am. And I don't allow people to get comfortable with calling me nigga. So again, I understand. But I also see another side. Al Sharpton is a damn nigga. TD Fakes is a nigga. They're masters niggas. Anybody under the Trump regime, any nigga under the Biden regime are niggas and niggerettes. Not cigarette, niggerette. Bed winching ass niggerettes. So we got to talk about the whole English language. But I understand. All right. So let's get back. I just had to put that in there. Okay. And again, I'm not debating. I'm not trying to do none of that. I'm just adding on. That's all. All right. So apart from thinking that we are European or being desperate to become one or be approved by them through aping their thought and behavior, they go hand in hand. Because when you think like a white man, what happens? You act like a goddamn white man. When you think like or think that you want to be a white bitch, what happens? You reflect that. Think aping their thoughts and behavior. Why would being homosexual be any African priority? Why? Why should that be a main focus in this so-called conscious movement now? Everybody want to be accepted. Everybody want to accept the gay. And niggas will argue you down and be ready to blow your goddamn brains out over this conversation. So if you're a homo defender, then you a homo. Come on, son. You know you homo. If you defend faggots, you're a faggot. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. African warriors don't defend faggots. I don't defend moles. Hell no, don't care if they black. Don't give a goddamn. Call one of your damn tranny buddies to come save you. Y'all can fight though. You motherfuckers can fight. So call your gay posse and y'all go jump that nigga ass and deal with the situation. I don't defend moles. Why? Except in willful surrender to a living death in a soul-tearing netherworld of ancestral treason, would any African embrace the ravages of homosexuality. For males, being sexually molested or sodomized as a child, as an adult, by an adult, is not what makes one a homosexual. Though it can be a very significant contributor. Yes. So, and I hear it all the time. And I'm not making light of anyone who was molested by any means. Trust and believe. But what I'm saying is, you use it as an excuse to continue to suck dick. Some man raped you at 6 years old. Here you are, 56 years old. Something was wrong. And if you still like it, that means you liked it then. Because you obviously still enjoy it 50 goddamn years later. See, I'm not going to play with this shit. I'm not going to make you comfortable with talking about no faggots. Hell no. Now, it is the cultural aid and social context that promotes confusion, defies superior individualism, embraces extremes and differences for the sake of divisive difference, and is homosexual by nature that leads males down the path of homosexuality. European culture, cracker culture, is homogeneous, meaning it naturally produces homosexuals and homosexualizes others who falls prey to its socialization. Makes sense, right? This is they shit. You're following it, trying to be a part of it, black man and black woman. For what? Because you hate yourself that much. Let me finish here. A homogenic base, not an individual sexual violation, explains why homosexuality is proliferating at such an alarming rate amongst African people. The same understanding applies to the now even more rapidly increasing homosexualization rates of our daughters and our sisters, and mothers and grandmamas. Even the grandma licking booty now. And talking about how much she enjoy it with her 75-year-old ass. You hate the black man that much. You still licking ass at 75 years old. Let me tell you something. This is a very serious issue. Because somewhere down the line, each and every one of us got a fag in the family. I got quite many of them. Hey, we just the fucking truth hour. Don't listen. Don't. We're not gonna do that. Don't act like you ain't got no damn fag in your family. You got a couple of them. Some who let it out the bag and some who's still in the cabinet. He ain't even get in the closet yet. He's still in the cabinet. This is a very serious issue, but it's even worse when we got to talk about this shit about those who are in the so-called revolutionary movement. That's what's making this conversation so much worse. We got to talk to warriors about being a homo. We got to talk to those who are supposed to be fighting against this shit, God. We now got to create a fucking homosexual protocol an anti-homo protocol just so, man, we crazy as hell. So listen, man, listen. The homosexualization of Africans, whether male or female, is all a part of the process of disarmament and fragmentation of African people. No fag gonna want to fight no white man. I said it. And I don't want no fag next to me trying to fight no white man. I don't give a fuck how many goddamn guns he got. None of that. Because I ain't gonna trust him. Because I'm sexy. You dig? And the last thing I need to worry about is some boy looking at my butt and all that kind of stuff. We trying to get free, and he trying to get freedom for free. You know what I'm talking about. We're not doing it. Somewhere in this shit, we got to draw a line. We got to draw a line, man. We are still their enemy. Nothing has changed in our relationship with the enemy, except that we have come to believe that we can convince our enemy to love us if we just change enough, if we just become white just like them. They would accept us more. They would shoot us less, knowledge. They would fucking give us more money. They would give us more food stamps. They would stop kicking our fucking doors in and raping our children. They would rape our mamas less. They would give us more food, more clothing. They would charge lesser rent. They would give free health care, free education that maintains and sustains a people to be able to do for themselves. This is what you're looking for the white man to do for you, you goddamn slave. This is what you want the white man to do. You have convinced yourself and others who's stupid just like you that the white man, the snake of all snakes, the devil of all devils, is not going to be a devil. He's not going to be a snake. Listen, man, I don't give a fuck how soft his little lion-ass double fork tongue slither. At the end of the night, his snake eyes are looking at you and he sees nigger. He sees white privilege. He sees superiority and inferiority in you. And he's going to do what his devil ass is supposed to do and be a devil. And the moment you get comfortable with a devil, you can no longer call yourself a revolutionary. Oop. I said what I said. The moment you get comfortable with a devil, How does an African warrior get comfortable with his open enemy? With a smile. This means you have committed race treason and you're a fucking traitor. Because a true African liberator does not get comfortable with their enemy. We get comfortable standing over the bodies of our enemies. The mountains and pyramids full of bodies of our enemies. And we're standing on the top, at the top of the dead cracker pyramid, with the sword in our hands and the flag in our hand, standing tall and proud for true African liberation. They, on the other hand, have never forgotten their vision of racial superiority. Neither has what they have done to us been lost to them. And it is because they have maintained this delusion of Euro supremacy without having to pay a reciprocal retribution that our men must be made into males and our women must align themselves with feminists. Anti-procreative movements is for no other reason than to help stave off the genetic annihilation of Europeans. Now, in order to facilitate this, our roles and personalities must be reversed. Our brothers must be turned into Urugu's daughters. Our sisters must be masculinized, and both in their transformed state must be made to deny our historical African norm. If not, become deculturalized new Africans, ineptly following the lead of historically sexually enlightened Europeans. This is what you have become. So you're standing on this side of the fence, talking all this African-centeredness. I'm standing on my square, God. But on this side of the fence, on this side of the fence, crackers can just, y'all. Oh man, I know your imagination is flying right now. Let it fly. You dig? So our roles had to be reversed. And here you are now in a pay to play. $40 and OnlyFans. Pay to play. Now the black woman is walking around with goddamn dildos strapped on them like all day 24/7. They want a dick. But I'm trying to figure this out here. You at war with God? So you hate yourself that much that you allow the white man to completely redefine who you naturally are? But yet you say you tired of fake ass men. Brothers say they tired of fake ass women. So you transform yourself into a woman. You spend thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars on titties and ass, getting your dick cut off and stuffed and all this kind of weird shit. But yet you tired of fake ass women. But now you become a fake ass woman. Look at the sickness of our people, man. Look at how you think. Man. This is not the African way. So let's get back to being African again. Let's get back to being the original black man and the original Asiatic black woman again. Not some fucking faggot. Not some fucking coward. Not some damn freak. Not some damn eunuch. At this stage in development of the black race, closing out in 2020, God damn it, we need a militia. And with that being said, I love you more than you hate yourself. Tune in next week. Right here. Same black time, same black channel. Power.
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them. Night in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that? So no more. This man's mind is open. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a. Let's get
And
back
that
to
motive
the
is best developed by recognizing the common enemy.